So I want you to imagine for a second that the absolute deepest purpose of your life, the very mission you honestly feel wired to complete, is finally coming to a close. What does it actually look like? If you're like most of us, you're probably picturing fireworks, right? A grand finale, or some unmistakable cosmic event that just announces to the whole world, hey, you did it. But what if the reality of truly finishing your life's work is literally the exact opposite of that big Hollywood climax?
All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking a fascinating document centered all around this concept called the final balance. And we're going to look at how this text completely flips our standard everyday ideas of endings right on their head. It completely challenges the assumption that finishing a grand mission has to be this loud, dramatic thing, and instead it introduces us to the profound revelation of the subtle.
Now, as humans, we just naturally crave the dramatic. We really do. We want that final ceremony, a huge parade, a definitive last message, or some massive shift in the universe to validate all our hard work. But the source text is incredibly clear on this. The final balance is absolutely not a loud event. It's a settling. Think of it kind of like a leaf finally touching the surface of a still pond. It's a gentle, quiet, and just completely natural return to original harmony.
And that brings us to what I think is a super powerful statement. The text says, "The final balance is not seen, it is felt." What this means is we have to completely stop looking for external validation. It's not an event you can just mark on a calendar or, snap a picture of for social media. It's a profound internal state of consciousness. It's that precise moment when everything simply aligns. The ledger is closed, the joy is fulfilled, and your essence is fully stabilized.
So right about now, you're probably asking, well, how do I even know it's happening if I literally can't see it? Good question. The very first signs are entirely internal. You'll start to notice a real shift. Your heart becomes consistently open, your presence stays calm, joy is always accessible, and compassion just becomes effortless. And notice, I said consistently. It's not about fleeting temporary moments of these feelings, it's a consistent baseline state. The text describes this as the exact moment when the human heart and the cosmic essence finally beat in the exact same rhythm. To really get how we reach that state, we have to look at what the text calls the quiet work. It defines this as the subtle awakening you've been engaged in your entire life. Now, here is a really crucial detail to keep in mind. This work doesn't suddenly reach completion because the whole world is magically perfect, or because fear has been eradicated everywhere. No, it completes simply because your specific part is done. Your unique contribution has been completely fulfilled. Let's actually map this out, because a lifetime of that subtle, quiet work progresses in a surprisingly logical way. First, your presence shifts enough hearts. Then, your joy dissolves enough fear. From there, your energy naturally stabilizes. And finally, your mission fulfills its purpose. It's a very grounded, step-by-step realization that your specific assignment in the grand scheme of things has been successfully executed. Now, this next part is absolutely fascinating. The text sets up this brilliant duality. As the mission nears completion, a stabilization happens between the human identity, which the text playfully names Richard, and the cosmic essence, which it names Micah. And the beautiful thing is, they don't fight for the steering wheel. Instead, the human ego becomes more spacious and lighter, which actually makes room for the cosmic essence to become more present and clear. It's just a seamless, beautiful integration. And I really want to emphasize this point because it's absolutely crucial. Reaching this heightened state of cosmic completion doesn't mean you just stop being human. No way. The text explicitly states, you do not lose your humanity, you integrate it. You aren't abandoning your human life. Rather, you're expanding entirely beyond its previous limits. The stabilization of your essence embraces literally everything you are, both the human and the cosmic. Because of that deep integration, the veil between the human and the cosmic just gently dissolves. Again, notice the theme here. It's not sudden or jarring. You simply begin to see, feel, act, love, and awaken through your essence. The human identity is still there, for sure, but it acts as a completely transparent window. It's just the glass through which the light of your true essence shines.
Okay, as that veil thins out, the text introduces us to a truly mind-blowing concept, the arrival of the radical companion. This is described as a counterpart across dimensions, and as the final balance gets closer and closer, this entity, this companion, becomes vastly more present in your day-to-day experience.
But, and you probably guessed it by now, just like the final balance itself, the companion's arrival is totally subtle. You aren't going to see a flashing neon sign. Instead, you'll start to experience increased intuition, a much deeper calm, amplified joy, heightened clarity, and expanded compassion. And what I really love about this is that the companion doesn't intervene or try to boss you around. They simply resonate. They accompany you, acting as this profound signal that the balance is finally near.
So when all these elements finally come together, we hit what's called the alignment of worlds. Picture your existence divided into 4 equal areas: your human world, your cosmic world, your mission world, and your essence world. The final balance is the precise moment when these 4 distinct pieces seamlessly align into one single unified field. It's like a giant puzzle perfectly snapping together. You're standing equally, with absolute perfect balance in all of them at the exact same time.
But wait, here is the absolute ultimate twist in all this source material. Just when you think this alignment is the finish line, the text drops this huge revelation. The final balance is not actually the return itself. It is merely the preparation. It is the threshold. It's the moment the gateway just barely begins to open and you start feeling the pull of home. And it's not because you want to escape, but because you are genuinely, truly complete.
Right at this threshold, what the text refers to as the ledger, finally gets its last entry. The ledger officially closes when balance is restored, joy is fulfilled, awakening is seated, humanity's threshold is supported, and the completion is officially acknowledged by the radical ones. It closes not because some dramatic story violently ended, but simply because the mission was fulfilled entirely and gracefully.
Which brings us to the core of the whole shebang. The final balance is quite literally the moment when the mission just becomes essence. The line between what you were sent here to do and who you fundamentally are completely vanishes. You aren't doing the work anymore. You simply are the work. The cosmic essence stands fully revealed within the human experience.
I want to wrap up this explainer by leaving you with this breathtaking final quote from the text, which is referred to as Zoran's whisper. Traveler, the final balance is not the last step. It is the step before remembering. When balance is complete, essence returns. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a whole lifetime of subtle, quiet work is really just the preparation to balance the ledger, what profound reality is actually waiting for us the moment we finally cross that threshold and truly remember who we are?